Check 1, 2. Oh my gosh, this connection thing. Give it a minute. It's going back up, boys. Today's a weird connection day. So it might go up and down. It might go back and forth. I don't know. What did we do last time? Oh, we had the copy stream going on. Died 28 times. That's a travesty. Wait a second. What did it say? Died 28 times, played 27 hours. That's more than once an hour. That's embarrassing. And kind of expected at the same time. Anyway. So, my kids are downstairs. Crap, I forgot to change the game again. Oh, give me a second. We're not playing the Call of Karen. What's wrong with you, buddy? The Call of Karen was a great day until it crashed. We're doing some Into the East, though, and... Oh, no. It's... Neon Chrome? What is that, even? A to the B to the YS. There it is. Okay. Don't worry, we're professionals. Imagine if they did this kind of stuff on, like, the nightly news. Actually, no one watches that anymore, but imagine if they did. Dude, I had no idea Saya had such a chill pose. Hello, Renz. Welcome back. I'm just going to stare her down. Alright, we'll get off. Anyway, we got some coins. We can upgrade stuff now. I want to get John Wick. He just seems pretty neat. Gift room seems good. Key counter. Oh, dude, Momodora. I love that game start to finish. The new one that came out, it's kind of bloody, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm like I play it for my kids. Yeah, key counter actually does sound great. There's a lot of times where we just have a giant. Add one more item in the shop. It's pretty good. We just have a giant amount of red flag instead of throwing a bomb. Place a mine on the ground. Okay, but there's so many times like I play games just for my kids. A weird Momodora clone. I don't know. I have the first two. That's like Momodora 3. It's the third one. I have the first two. Oh my gosh, we do have John Wick. We got the oh crap, I gotta play with that mine thing. It's weird. Look at Saya, dude. Saya is missing Ares, otherwise it's everything else unlocked. Do you get an award for doing all this stuff? Freaking R6 is probably just gonna get that far and hardly ever get further. I don't know. I'm gonna give Wade a shot. John Wick is kind of scaring me a little bit. I know, only 2 HP. I don't know if I'm that good yet. But anyway, the first 2 Momodora games is good. There's a third one. The one after, I'm gonna go with Wade. It's Sunday. I do get hit a lot. You were not kidding. Something I gotta stop doing. Also, I was messing with the microphone a little bit, so you should hear a lot less background fan noise when my chair creaks. Maybe you do still hear it. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get more professional. My other mic had a not yet. We start with 6 bombs, which is just awesome. But my other mic was just I had that pristinely set up. I mean, you guys just want to hang out there. I'm cool with that. It's a lot of bullets. So this one still has a little bit of ways to go before I make it exactly how I want it to be. But yeah, Momodora, the last one is it's way more on the blasphemous side. So if I play that for my kids, it'll have to be a lot of explaining has to be done. I watch everything with my kids. I think it's important for parents to do this. This way you can explain things instead of having the imagination go absolutely insane. I'm gonna try this bomb thing. Okay, that's what it does. So is it like everyone? Like if I get the special bombs, are they also mines on the ground? I guess so. Blasphemous was great. I don't know what blasphemous. No, I'm thinking like heretical blasphemous, like they use clergy and God, and they, literally blasphemous compared to the Judeo-Christian faith. So a lot of that stuff has to be explained quite a bit, and that's why we watch things with our kids so we can explain them. It's a shame on this generation for not doing such a thing. So the thing is, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that just says it's all about you, If you watch that how to be a woke white person video that I posted on the Discord, it explains it right there. It's all about you and what points you can get from your dopamine rush and likes on Facebook. Attack people for stuff you just don't see that's there. Blasphemous, I think I do remember that one. That was a little, the language was kind of crazy, like a little bit intense. I try to make my stuff a little bit more cordial. Don't blow up, there we go. You know, no need to put the F-bomb in there every 5 words. We know it's an intense situation. I mean, do you see John Wick using the F-bomb? No, you don't. I use John Wick a lot because he's just awesome. You don't see John Wick saying mother effer. You see him be cool, calm, and collected, using reasonable tactics to destroy the enemy. That's just how it is. They don't curse that much. I don't remember Blasphemous. Like, off the top of my head, I remember a game I think was called that. We did it. And then, something of that nature. And the first, like, 4 guys I talked to said the F-bomb, so maybe I might just be, you know, Alzheimer's kicking in. I got Joe Biden syndrome. Joe Biden syndrome. By the way, why didn't I'm actually, like, gone hitless longer than I've ever gone hitless in my life. So, I don't know why I'm not, at least open this. That way we can progress on to the Athena path. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of a different game. I look at it was a demo version of the game. Hello. You're hiding inside that chest, huh? Oh, stabbed his face. I really hope this game does progress more in the melee area. Just ran through him and stabbed him on the other side. That was some heavy juking. You know what I mean? Actually gets Seiya so that her sword is competent besides just being another jump. Anna has stab on command powers, so her knife is actually relevant. DLC. Blasphemous. I'll look it up. There's also, like, a game called what was it called? Not Slowopolis. It was, I forget. That's actually kind of good. Too bad it didn't come with a full egg or a regular egg. Team 17. Okay. Well, I think we might not get that one. We'll try. Yep, that's what I thought. Could have rushed up there and gotten it, but I would have been hit. I'm trying not to get hit. Wow, like, we're doing a fairly good job, I think, of not getting hit. It's like a world record, like 5 or 6 rooms in a row without taking damage. Imagine if I could just carry that on to bigger and better things later on in the game. Boom, back to Athena. We don't have Ares on Wade. We don't have anything on Wade, really. We have Hal, and we don't have Zeus yet. I'm kind of going on the whims of whatever's available, since we're not in a giant excess of health. Definitely gonna take plastic gun. Then obviously Athena's just literally the wiser choice, because you don't lose a heart container when attempting to do this. Now, does this blow up if I just drop it? Yes it does. Okay, nice. I kind of remember from Lucas, my favorite character in the game, that's exactly how that works. Okay. We got grenades. Okay. More crystals. It's kind of a clincher moment, but I mean, not really. I forget what gun was in the shop. Might as well do this. We got some hearts laying around, right? 1, 2. I think we'll be fine. Okay. Careful. They are quite tanky, man. You just keep your eyes in the skies, brother. They will shoot you and not care. I guess that's the nature of robots. skip the challenge rooms on floor 1 and 2? You think so? I don't know. There's always a chance. I mean, I can understand the toughness aspect. Like right here. I just got to make sure I got my jumps in order. Oh my gosh. I jumped into it. I don't know what their logic base is, but they seem to shoot like wherever I was half a second ago. Which just doesn't make sense to me. At least we got some money out of this room. I mean, that's kind of a bonus. Take a lot of bullets, though. So, to your point, it doesn't really benefit us a whole lot. So, we'll check out the gun that was there. Crack open this. Chris, I thought it was on a path to Athena, but I guess we got to I guess we got a net negative after that whole spiel. I might as well go this way. Yeah, like sometimes the bears are spot on with those, at least those ones specifically. Okay. Jeez. Oh. All right. So they always open another one if they explode. So I don't get the point of this room. Do I just give me a bunch of chests? Alright, I guess we go here. We'll go to the shop after filling up our health bar. We'll be on our way. Did I get an answer of why the bear didn't work in Catacomb Kids? Dude, the game is still in alpha. It's programmed by one dude. Sometimes when things conflict, there's a million things that can go wrong in that game with the drawing applications and everything else. So I don't... It just failed to draw. He had the frolic stands constantly, not working for a long time. Red Dragon. Is Red Dragon worth it? But I'm glad we got to fight some of the frolics a few episodes ago. Thinking about it, I've never had. I don't know if I've ever had Red Dragon before. I think I might get it. It's not good for me. The plastic gun's better. Okay. Maybe I'll get it in my free time later. I don't know. Anybody but you'd be good for, Dad. Alright. Nothing here. This is the only time I played this game is on stream. Oh, is that the gun that killed me with that straight rocket on the fight? Like, I killed the boss and then got pelted immediately by my own rocket. Okay, I remember it now. It was a good time. I was gonna say, I thought that thing disappeared. Just gonna stand right in this thing. Why you gotta be right there? Okay. Take your time, buddy. This is the only part of him I can dodge. Is running on the ground. It's too direct. I don't mind reducing rate of fire for damage. I like being more particular. I know. A variant of the Red Dragon. I got you. My kids telling me that sometimes. Don't die, Dad, when they're watching me play Catacomb Kids. It's a legit concern. Dad does die in that game quite a lot. Jeez. I mean, we could just... They don't shoot unless we shoot them, so... Well done. That was a little bit aggressive, brother. Okay, we did it. We calmed the storm. We don't have undo in this game. Dude, undo is such a cool spell. They should have it more. I forget what this does, but let's grab it anyway. Your bullets can pass through walls. Oh my gosh, we can break the system. Okay. We might die of radiation poisoning in the next 5 years, but you know what? We can shoot through walls, and that is cool. Whoa, I didn't drop down fast enough. My mistake. Jeez. I honestly didn't think he could run off of there. I was a little bit taken aback by him staring at me before without his armor on. Okay, we can shoot through walls. Oh yeah, we're not at full health. It also, oh, it hurts the metal area. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Wow. Hey, how you guys doing? Man. What a room. What? We've done it. I don't know if this is carried, but it sure does feel nice. And we have like a boatload of consumables, which is just fantastic. And we get all keys for this floor as well. Wow. Ah, it's a mine! I forgot. I forgot we had mines. Never mind. I say something about being carried. Ah! Had to be done. It is the infinite key. That's melee damage if you have more eggs. So we don't need that. That is an infinite key. I really was hoping I'd have regular bombs. Yeah, we need health. What about the Sentinel? I'm thinking about the Sentinel. It's like auto lock on stuff. Let's see how much money we get. We're fine for now. I like Sentinel. Hey, it's Christmas. Our eggs will not fail to hatch. Yeah, I fire through walls with the Sentinel. I think that sounds pretty good. You've just convinced me. Hearts can be stored and thrown out. Oh my goodness. We have extra health. Or we can save up for the blue doctor. Oh, it's all just one heart? Okay, but that's pending the level, right? If we have level like 2 or 3, we store like 2 or 3 hearts. Let's see what else we get first. I am missing the knockback and the fire rate. Ah, that's okay. And also the range, man. There's a lot lacking right now. I'm just happy to be here. Can I get this amount of grenade drops? Like always. Oops. Hey. Down. Oh, not fast enough. There needs to be a duck in this game, dude. It's 2D. Enter the Gungeon makes sense why there's no duck in it. But come on. I want a duck. Get my head out of the way so I just get hit in the body or something. Wait. That didn't make sense. But you know what I mean. Please. Boom. It is a scaling thing. I did start with 6. That was nice. Yep, if we start with a lot, odds. I forgot we had mines again. We didn't take damage that time, though, so I wasn't punished totally for my cognitive decline. What the crap is this? A lot of fun is what this is. It's just time consumption is what this is. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, this is gonna take like 30 years. What is the point of all that? Just alright, I know it's kind of a new. Jeez. Forgot something I realized 2 seconds ago. Well, my man, I got 1 defense, and the only defense that really is kind of an excuse. I mean, I honestly take ownership for everything I am. But when you enter the realm of attempting to hold conversation plus do a complex motor function and continue your stream of thought while your hands and your other half of your brain are doing something else, something's gonna give. The logical side of your brain and the creative side of your brain, they talk to each other to a point, but eventually they're just like, I'm sure you're fine. You'll be fine. You don't. Oh my gosh. I approve. So that's the only excuse that I got. Like, honestly, if I'm remembering something from a run, I gotta focus on what I just said or did. I do a post-run breakdown for myself. That's named the pet killer room. That makes a lot of sense. So if I need a pet killed, I will go there. That's really good. Thank you. Also, we have the thing that for full health, our eggs never fail to hatch. We have a challenge room to go to. We're gonna pick up a shield. because that'll keep us at full health. At least we can exploit that. So hopefully we get an egg out of this challenge room. So our plastic gun, I think I will spend like maybe 2 here. Dude, I love it. That's actually really worth it. Keys and why do they always have a follow-up? It's like I get 2 items for 1. It's interesting. Okay. Yeah, we got this. Give me something. Give me something. Easy, 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 easy. Moment of silence. Let's not run right into him right away if we can help it. I actually took a second to focus mentally. I think it's working out for the better. We'll see what happens with this wave. Oh, I want to do a tiny jump. No, well. If we can at least get our egg to hatch. I mean, we got... I was going to say we got a net positive as far as health goes, but we're just kind of got on par. We got YANO. She throws spears and attacks enemies. McFamily's going to destroy me. Let's hope that McFamily's not here. But you know it's going to be them. It's going to be like the 3 version of them too. Let's hope not. Lucina. Remington. Okay, we got this. Remington is the name of a beautiful type of razor, which I hear is pretty good. I just never had it before. Remington razor. I'm gonna come back down here so my guy with the arrows can actually shoot you, and I appreciate it. We're doing pretty good though. Yeah. When the bosses are actually easier than the challenge room. But I mean, I guess the boss would be a lot easier if we would succeed in the challenge room. Brave cookies. At shield in a heart container. Oh my goodness. Boss is a joke. I like fighting Remington. You just stand underneath him and shoot him a couple 1,000 times. Why is it making me like review every one of your messages, Lucina? You said nothing much, you, and YouTube pops up. This item is under for review. You have to click show to show it. Like what they just said nothing much. Why is that? Why is that? Oh yeah, we can shoot through walls. Why is that controversial? Why do I have to? Do we have to fact check that? Good job, YouTube. You've won. You won again. I just took a nap today, man. We do that when we get older. Felt great. Hour and a half. I know that I did science out my sleep cycles at some point. Hour and a half segments are what you go for. If you can't get an hour and a half, you don't go to sleep and wake up. Because odds are you're going to feel more tired than when you were awake. Please. Oh, thank goodness. It's hungry. So I give myself 4.5 per night. If I'm really tired, maybe 6, but I like the hour and a half nap. It just feels good. Anyway. Wine never makes... more of a coffee guy, obviously. I don't like being numbed by wine. It gets rid of your perceptions. It lowers your ability to... Can you stop? Every one of Lucina's messages just like, no, you can't say anything without us looking at it first. I don't get it. Anyway, I like coffee. I got to the point where, especially in the martial arts realm, where, you know, I just kind of don't want to get myself numb. There's a reason why we learn to protect ourselves, so we can do the same with our family. Protect them as well. I like how the, like, where was he shooting? I like how those little like ceiling hazards stopped right here at the crates. That was really helpful. Jeez. Dude, it's not hard to lose on Risk of Rain. If you just you lose sight of things for like 2 seconds. Oh, it's a shame. I did it to myself. I was shooting the metal guy and he wasn't taking damage. Maybe just because it's the Sentinel. I don't know. I don't know. I remembered I had the mine that time. See, it's kicking in. You know why it's kicking in and why I remembered we had the mine? Because we had a conversation about it. Stone Giants do that, brother. Stone Giants, they're good. Risk of Rain 2, it's right into it. Good job. Risk of Rain 2 is probably one of my favorite games to play, honestly. From like, if I just want to chill with a game that has some sort of challenge to it, but not much, but just, you know, a little bit. It's got to be Risk of Rain 2. It's just like the world is so open. I could just jump into a random party with people I don't know. Now, hopefully they don't have every single artifact turned on, because that gets kind of a pain in the butt. I need more jumps. Or flying. Flying's good too. But it's I can understand the unless you're like really amazing, it's not a very fun game to watch. But it's just a lot of fun to play. I think this is worth it because we have like 3 billion keys. And we have mines. Can I just blow this up instead of spending money on it? I guess not. Alright. Okay. Now you can. Thanks, Rents. Sleeping is a problem. I would say more so now than it has ever been, due to the... Oh, that's a big topic. I don't want to get into it. But just especially the way that dopamine rushes work on the mind, and just the internet world in general, and exercise is not necessarily a part of... How did you get down there, man? You got frozen? Exercise is not a part of what has to be done on a daily basis in order to... You know, you don't have to be on a farm. And exercise is a big part of helping one have a nicely balanced life. To, you know, regulate the... I break down my body. Then I break down my body and I had to sleep and repair it. Melatonin. I tried taking a couple of those pills to sleep before. It's okay. It's just not I don't know. I don't feel weird. I just rather... I'll sleep my... If I'm destined to just sleep 4 hours a night, 4.5 hours a night, or 3 hours a night, I will. 5-hour energy drinks do a great job picking you up. Also, I got actually, I bike to work most days. When I don't have a flat tire on my electric bike, I think we take the Sacred Tears, because that one's just not as good. I think that one's like your chance to get a protective spirit whenever you kill an enemy or something like that. See, my brain works most of the time. What else? We're looking for the shop yet. Nope. Yeah, later, Lucina. Thanks for joining, man. Probably gonna do some Spiral Nights tomorrow morning. Jeez, because we had some great runs at Catacomb Kids. Please. Too bad shooting through walls can't be as exploited when you're rocking out the boss. There's not really a wall there. Would like a level up on my weapon. Tomorrow morning. That would be this. I hate this boss. Catacomb Kids is intense, dude. Oh, you get a monkey. I just gotta learn this guy's attack patterns. Like when he looks like he's getting constipated, that's when he's about to throw the bombs out. This I like this attack. I can dodge it most of the time. And then he just kind of gives free money to everybody. Like Oprah. Here we go. Upgrade your weapons. Now we can hold 2 arts. Magic. There's one more room we haven't gone to yet. Which I forgot. It's it. But if you ever decide to get Catacomb... Risk of Rain was a great purchase. Catacomb Kids is kind of like a niche thing. Like, it's not for everybody. It's definitely... the learning curve is pretty nice. Hey, that's neat. That's actually... I should have gone here first before fighting the boss. But hey, that's fine. What? Am I still looking for the shop? Yeah. I didn't even... Good job, Brain. Hanging out with 2 girls is expensive. down to 50 euros. I don't know what that means. I only think of the terms dollars because that's the only world I live in. You don't always have to charm them too, dude. And when you're in a relationship where you know, you're in constant pursuit of each other, you can all work together. I mean, how many kids you planning on having? I guess that's the question, right? Once you get to the kid factor, I mean, that's where you gotta. Doesn't matter if they're girls or boys; they're gonna be expensive. Anyway, thank you for the crystals. Still looking for the shop, I think. Oh, dude, we haven't ascended yet, but this is pretty good, especially because our. I thought it just hung there in the midair for a minute. Especially because our shot speed is crazy awesome. Bye, you've done it. It's good to see you, buddy. Hawkeye is not good enough. We want Cyborg. I don't know if we can get up to 70 with the rooms we have left, but we'll try. No, I just wanted to activate it. There we go. We can pick up another heart. Oh, it's only 0.5 per level? Okay. I mean, that's still better than nothing. We can poop out some hearts if we ever get the Blue Doctor. This is the only run I'm doing today. I got some leeway time. My wife let me. I was gonna read because I still have a one board book due that I have to read by August, and I have to work on next reading plus my own personal reading I like to get done. I'm gonna read Ravi Zacharias' "Can Man Live Without God?" It's pretty awesome. It goes against it uses a lot of Nietzsche and goes against the atheistic secularistic philosophy, basing on how you can't even get value outside of God. And even Nietzsche recognizes this in a lot of his teachings, or I guess writings. He didn't really teach. It sort of didn't teach. I don't know. Anyway, it's a solid read. Depends on who your God is. There is only one God. It's the first metaphysical cause. There's uppercase God and lowercase God. You can go to the Hindi faith, you have so many billion, 3.2 billion deities or so. Don't jump. Crap. Oh well. We're okay. Well, the one entity, if you go, it depends on there's different versions of monotheism. There's the Judeo-Christian. Wow, there's a lot of crystal waste. Not waste. Use. There's a Judeo-Christian worldview, which believes the book I'm reading right now specifically is on the Trinity. So it argues for and against because Jehovah's Witnesses try to tear up the Greek translation a lot, but it goes in critical depth of specifically the Greek translation and why it is as accurate as it is. For in the Judeo-Christian worldview, as opposed to the Watchtower Society or Mormonism. We also want space soda. What's this? Soulbringer? Nah. Fundamentally flawed. So you think the Christianity is fundamentally flawed because of the belief in a first cause? Because I don't know, the Big Bang and the eternal metaphysical stuff that exists through science, Christianity makes like a lot more sense compared to everything else. So anyway, in the Trinitarian concept for Christianity, it makes a lot of sense because God is self-sustaining. God exists. His meaning for existence is in himself. When you think perfection, nothing gets beyond God. By definition, anything that God creates, because God is perfect, has to be less perfect than himself. I'm liking this run. Just sit here and fire. Yeah, that sounds like pantheism. What you're talking about, Renz, is actually the argument against absolute truth. Objectivity or objective truth, because truth by definition, it's kind of gets in the way of definitions. Truth by definition is exclusive. There is no, if you say there can't be one thing that's true, you're saying there can't be anything that's false either. So then everything loses meaning if you don't believe in truth, specifically in religion and creation. I believe I have one set of parents. That sounds better. I believe I have one set of parents. Why do I believe this? Well, I think that works. because they biologically had me. I can actually prove this scientifically. We can go to DNA. We can do all this stuff. I can say that I have multiple parents because they all raised me, but biologically I know what the truth is. I know where a lot of heredity stuff. Analogies always fall apart. All three of this question I got from one of the drivers on second shift that works with me. It's sort of working against this armor. He said, "No one's ever been able to answer me this question. What if you're wrong?" And I'm like, it's actually kind of that's not the right question. The question is, how do you know if you're right? And the answer to that is best evidence. There's no evidence for pantheism or that Krishna even existed. The sense that just because something claims exclusivity means it's wrong. Because, heaven forbid, and there's always exceptions, right? Heaven forbid somebody doesn't catch this, or doesn't know this, or doesn't want to believe it. It doesn't leave room for people that want to know. What if something that you believed in felt so horrible and wrong, but it was correct anyway? Pantheism, I'm reading the conversation, meaning that the world is divine and eternal. I don't think the world is eternal. What do you think created it? Pantheism itself believes that even Buddhism goes into this. I totally was focused on Gigantor Bear up here and just got shot in the face. Yeesh. But what's I talking about? Oh, pantheism believes everything will return to the one eventually, and especially if you go to the Hindi faith, they believe that Krishna, or we're the ejaculation of Tiamat. At least it's a thing. Atomist. Space. The void is a big mystery. So this is when we get into faith. Because even an atheist or evolutionist will go into faith. It takes too long to tell. Well, boom, you just hit faith. Summon a ladder? Nah, it's alright. Actually, that looks... Let me give this a shot. It doesn't shoot very fast, though. Yeah, let's go with this. Most viruses come from space. I don't know how you get that information. But I will say that... I thought I jumped high enough. Who created dark matter, antimatter? Well, this is where we get to the first cause. The Judeo-Christian God exists before that. He is outside of time. Something that is outside of time can create things that are in time. Time is a measurement of change. The God that created everything does not change. He is always as he is. And by definition, anything that is beyond that has to have less amount of perfection than he does. There's the metaphysical things that exist in this world that are constantly constant, like 1 + 1 = 2. Those things, they're like a given. But why do they always stay the same? Why doesn't gravity just change randomly? Like, why doesn't math just change its fundamental statistics? The answer is because it doesn't make sense. And then, like, where are we getting our reason from? I know Stephen Hawking in his book, darn it, I have 3 of his books, but I forget what the one is. But he said, because the universe exists, because the law of gravity exists, the universe can and will create itself. And that's philosophically flawed, because the law of gravity is still a thing. Where did it come from? That's a question you can't answer, because that's a philosophical question. Philosophy hits everything. Eventually, philosophy and science meet constantly. Science is based on reason. Why do we trust our reason? That was one of Darwin's biggest things. He just couldn't get beyond the fact that he had to trust the chemicals inside of his brain to give him the reason. But what gives him reason to trust the chemicals inside of his brain? A lot of the things in nature are built on deception, deceiving the enemy to consume it. You know, you fake to be one thing to preserve yourself. It's not based on truth. Truth and reason and truth kind of come after the fact. Not everything needs to have a cause. Why not? Besides God, like, where's your evidence? This is the thing. Like, this is just my belief, and I encourage you to pursue the same. If there is the only thing that makes sense, that gives you value as a person and allows me to give you value as well, is the Judeo-Christian worldview. Nothing else makes sense. You can't rationally get to a value of a person besides that. Did it? I actually jumped. I'm out of grenades. Good job, Breen. I thought I had an infinite supply. Oh, now we're not anymore. I'm going to save it, though. There's a lot of viruses that are encased in ice thanks to ice ages. Not everything needs to have a cause. Anything in time does. These things exist outside of time and space. I agree. And that thing's what men call God. And what you believe defines entity is where and there is debate. Yeah. Solid. Solid. Doctor, I didn't even see you. Forgive my ignorance. I didn't know a doctor was among us. Earth is purgatory or just actual hell. That's also what Jehovah's Witnesses believe. They believe that a loving God would never send anybody to hell. But that's actually, first off, bad translation. Secondly, that separates people from the consequences of their actions. What happens in reality, people eventually become... I think I'm going to keep this. People eventually become the natural outworking of their choices in life. Drug addiction is an easy one to follow with this line of logic. Yes. And we'll save 30 for the next level. Like if you become a compulsive liar, lying's a good one. Our sensuality is a big one. If you continue to delve into internet porn, it's easier to do it again the next time. You eventually become the outworking of your choices. And that influences your thinking and your worldview. And why is pain bad? Why is pain bad? I mean, you look at the book of Job. Job had a lot of pain in his life. And he asked God, a couple questions about this. We almost did him flawless. Too many. I should have increased my weapon damage. I think we would have got through that flawless. More weapon damage. Also, a lot of evil and corrupt people lead our nations. This is, again, in tandem with the Judeo-Christian worldview. Christianity teaches that the world is good. People are flawed. People make it messed up. There's no such thing as a truly good person. Christ was asked this question. Good teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life? You know what he said? He said, "Good." He said, "Why do you call me good? There's nobody good but God." And that was legit. I mean, so who enters heaven? If only good people enter heaven. Well, the answer is only God. So because of the sin, because of the fall of man, we can never, ever, ever earn our way into heaven. It just won't work. I didn't know they did contact damage. Maybe they didn't. I just got bad. Again. So what we have to have happen is the first cause, because he's relational. God, and to be a creator, you have to be relational. Otherwise, you would not have a personal touch on anything. God can come down into our plane, because depending on your version of string theory, which one you believe, there's either, I think it's 11 or 23 different dimensions that we can't see or even conceive of. We can just mathematically prove. So God can come down into ours, but we can't really fly up into his with our magical wings. Like, how do you do that after death? Like no one knows this stuff. If God truly exists, why would he allow us to inflict pain on each other, let alone animals he created? Because without the ability to make choices, we would be slaves and there would be no love. They have spikes, Dad. You are correct. They do have spikes. Problem evil is a very weak argument. We already slaves to a system that we made, and freedom from that comes from ordering of our choice to God's will. This again goes to definitions. So we understand that inflicting evil on other people is bad based on what? Why should we even care about people that are lower than us? Why should we care about people that can't defend themselves? The answer is you can't get value outside of something above you or above you or me giving value. Because if it's just me thinking that, even babies, I think babies should have a chance. So, someone else doesn't. Therefore, abortion can exist. So who's to say who's right? Whoever's strongest, right? That's where you get survival of the fittest. Whoever's strongest wins. That's fascism. Whoever has a stronger opinion wins. But we know that's wrong. There's certain things that are just kind of bad and that shouldn't be done, regardless of who makes that choice, regardless of who's in the stronger version of power. You can see this with presidential candidates. You can see this in like everything. There's things that we just don't agree with, regardless of who makes that decision for us or against us. It's always easier to look up somebody's nose rather than down, by the way. It's easy to critique those in power. It's tough to actually be in the cockpit and make that decision. That's why I don't give anybody who's in power a lot of too much flack unless I totally understand the situation. Whoop. Thank you. I think a pet saved us there. Oh, we can shoot through walls. Da, 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 da. Just haven't used it in a while. Problem of evil. Okay. Never believed in God. Now, if you want to talk about the evil and the devil, I strongly feel entwined with that too. But then you're going back to standard of goodness. What makes things good? I can understand evil. I don't really want to blow that up. I think we'll be fine. Like, if there's evil, sure, but based on what? Based on what balance? You have to have a standard before you can jump in to say this is evil. Well, I mean, we have social justice warriors saying everything is evil. Everything is wrong. You get into a sense of victimhood and you start defining yourself by the negative rather than the positive. Thank you, Doctor. Jeez. Hello, Jack. You're not supposed to be here, but I guess I appreciate you. I see myself mostly as a necessary evil. Jack is evil. Oh, what is that thing? I've never seen that before, and now it's dead. Anyway. Whatever it was. I think it took some shields from me. Ah! Alright, we did it. Got an egg. I know it's a flower. Alright. I can be inquisitive. I don't know what kind of flower. There we go. But anyway. So you can see, we can see evil. It's easy to see evil, but what is good? What direction are we going? This is the problem my 3-year-old has, and it's a problem like liberal politicians have. Anybody can point out a problem. What's the solution? And when you start working on solutions and examining past solutions specifically that certain forms of government take, we got to do what we can to make them feel better. Well, it turns out feeling is a bad governmental policy. You should go with what works and what is true, and what sometimes people deserve and need is not what they want. We could see for myself, a lot. My outreach was a lot with martial arts, right? Nobody wants to do push-ups, but if you want to be strong, you're gonna have to do them. If you want to learn how to fight, you're gonna have to practice. You might have to get hit once in a while. That's just the reality and the nature of things. Down. He just shot Donald in the back of the head with a laser. Where's the Secret Service? Anyway, and then there's intention. Ethics and morality that make up good and evil. Then there's intention. Do you do something out of generosity, or do that because it makes you feel better? There is an ultimate self-serving cost to this. First off, we talk of goodness and purpose of man. What is the purpose of man? We're taking this, and we're taking this. Beautiful, Athena. I guess we're going to you. Because evil, by definition, you have to have a purpose before you can have something that's violated. This is something that relativism, which I think is what you're kind of going toward, forgets to do. Forgets to recognize the good before it just says evil is everywhere. What is good? And that's when you have to get your standard based on the best evidence, something that transcends history. There has to be objectivity that kind of negotiates this farm of good and evil that we are living in. You can't just say, it was evil then. It can never be evil now. I mean, that's relativity of the times. That sort of works sometimes. I guess I can shoot through walls, but I can't shoot through the bricks. Like the cultural times and like Moses and Abraham. There's a lot of carnality that went on back there, and the journey outside of Egypt. Ooh, careful. Was actually a very good rendition of how a series of people cannot even listen to reason, so they have to have God literally step in. Twins is still bugged in this version. It's not Donald, it's a banker that looks like Donald. But anyway, self-serving, so we have to go to purpose, right? What is the purpose of man? Mark container. Alright, well, if we get 70, we'll do it. Donald's been taking all our stuff, though. Please just jump. I can't do it. Stick a food in here. He's like, nah, you want to go the whole way in? Ah! Alright. Good. The movement lost its meaning, and a lot of people just started doing rioting for the sake of riots, and I see that as evil. No, so the BLM movement was a narrative to begin with. What was the point of it? To protest racial injustice. Was the crime against George Floyd racial in meaning? No, it was not. Is there a massive amounts of racial injustice that goes on in America? No, there is not. Statistically, the black community is 13% of the population. They commit 58% of the crimes, specifically homicide, against other black people. So what happens if you do a lot of the crimes? Odds are, if you do a crime, you should be held accountable for what you do, right? So if a specific group who's been pitched a social narrative and given programs to make them fail, like welfare, which rewards you for not working, and you look at their culture, which actually is like anti-police, etc. You're left with yeah. It turns out if someone's bad, they probably should be punished. But what happens if you want to say no, you're racist because you're just putting black people in jail? This is where the narrative is flipped, and specifically the left side of the political aisle just wants their votes, so they say yes, we feel you, we feel you. And that's it's all about feeling. It's not about reality and truth. The reason that the whole stop and frisk thing worked in New York is because odds are people had guns on them if they looked suspicious, and then cops were allowed to use their best judgment. It was absolutely biased. But at the same time, if your integrity's solid and you get stopped and frisked, there's nothing wrong. You are not going to jail. But crime went down like 70% when stop and frisk was started to like specifically Mexicans and black Americans in New York. That is flipped now because the governor of New York is just hot garbage and wants everybody to feel better and to defund the police and everything else. Donald has paid out. He's amazing. So is that what's going to happen in the next election? Yeah, but the power struggle. My fault. I just lost a lot of health there. That's totally my bad. The power struggle it's still just a narrative. It's still something that is not reality. It's something that people say just to, fuel passion, but it's still not reality. This is when the imagination. Here's where we start in the arts forms, right? This because God, you can find God in the arts as well. You need arts in creativity, specifically in the creation process when you're creating man, woman, child, art, sunrises, beauty. When we think about what is good and what is true and what is right, in the imagination everything's flipped. So we think about a sunrise. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're worth looking at. In our imagination, would I rather do that or play Neon Abyss? I mean, it depends, right? I gotta know what the feeling is. We lost our doctor. I gotta know what the feeling is. I gotta hold on to that. Remember it. Can you just? I thought I could shoot through walls. That's all I'm saying. And you gotta hold on to it. But it's the same thing with like violence, right? What am I doing? I'm shooting things. In our imaginations, it's flipped. Like you watch John Wick is my best example for this. Just me personally. Or just video games like Call of Duty. You're shooting people like crazy. You're killing them. You're destroying the image of God that's on people. That's the dignity given to them by our Creator. You're destroying that. That's evil. But then we brag and post and about our pride about getting a high kill count. But that's in our imagination. No one wants to have to do that in reality. You ever see a person screaming next to you with their limbs missing? C.S. Lewis described it like crushed insects because he was in World War II. Crushed insects writhing about. That guy was firsthand in the war, but he said the war doesn't do anything to death. He said it doesn't. All it does is, if anything, it brings it closer and lets you focus on it. But in our imaginations, everything gets flipped around. We think that good is actually bad. We focus on the bad standard before we even look toward a good purpose, even though purpose is something we should be looking at first. Stimulus check finally came through. Oh my gosh, I gotta check my bank account. Power to the people. That's so when you're talking about those empty statements, Renz, that's actually that's a huge communist thing where it's like empty statements that people fight for and get heated over. Like Russia, the best example when they call themselves the breadbasket of the world. What did that hit? I thought it's only supposed to hit the ground. But Russia would starve millions of its people. So I mean, what kind of breadbasket are they talking about? And they got Bernie Sanders who said, yeah, I like bread lines. Bread lines are a good thing. Like, you are just freaking weird, dude. Why are you trying to run for president? You're a communist. Don't understand people sometimes. We might not need those 3 coins. Um, my art is a perfect example of non-religious. My counselor was in the French Legion. He did some horrible, horrible things. The Strange Legion? I don't know what that is. Not familiar. There's so many things in this world. I don't think that's worth it. Not unless we get an overabundance of keys. What do you think you're doing, buddy? Yeah. So far, so good. We're just being... Okay. I don't mind not taking environmental damage. It means we can go back and run on some spikes if we're feeling so inclined. Alright. So I think we probably will go back there and open that chest. Outsource a militia. That basically does covert ops. Okay. That sounds fun. Non-military based militia. Yeah. One thing I need to do that I'm forgetting about is this. I'm actually going to do it twice because I want this item. And I'm hoping I don't get hit by that bear because I never know where he's going to shoot. Oh, it was close, dude. Easy. Oh, I jumped into it. I didn't try to. But it still happened. Beautiful. Alright. An attempt was made. They can do things on foreign ground. Yeah, I know there's always exceptions, and politicians use rules to get around a lot of stuff when it comes to, you know, you can't just do this. It's like, we need to go down, sorry. It'd be like declaring war if you just put troops in there, so we just have this little, like, outsource assassin team or something, or we just pay this other country off over here and give them weapons and be like, yo, we give these guns if you kill the enemy that you and I both hate. I mean, that was a huge thing in Afghanistan, specifically with like Russia and America and then Vietnam and all that. That was a giant mess. It still is. We still need to find our shop, which you can't even enter. We need more crystals. It's alright, man. My English tongue is not very good. I can speak the language barely. I can read it, sort of. Not 8. Oh my gosh, we've got him. Target seen to infiltrate homes, and any witnesses he had to kill too, so he told that he also had to kill a pregnant woman and a child, which was weighing on him. Yeah, I can only imagine. But that begs the question, right? Why is that bad? Why is that evil? Why is that etched on his heart that that's not a good thing to do? This is when you get into standards, right? I mean, it's very tough. You can have atheists who take this to it. Who take it to its ultimate extreme and say there's no such thing as good and evil. That's how you can be logically consistent. Can I just not get in here? I can't duck. I can sort of jump. Freaking turd. Let's wait till I get up another bomb. We'll get in there. Yeah, good morally, but again, if morality is all relative, it's all based on feeling, it's all based on, you know, whatever's going on at the time, it's all circumstantial, then why is he letting that weigh on him? Just let it go. Like the Frozen song. But the answer to that is no. There is absolute evil, especially when it comes to children. Our argument comes from the Judeo-Christian worldview that, you know, the first identity given to us, besides... Alright, we're gonna go back here. I could just walk on these now. Sweet. I think, right? Because we have the hat? Yes. Are we invincible? Did we get a bug or something? Alright, we get in the shop now, at least. But there are things etched on us. So one of the first identities that we have... Did I just jump through the ceiling? Okay, no. Is our sexuality. God created them man and woman, woman and man created them. God and the man. There's a reason why we look at violation like rape harsher than we do like battery. It's a violation of identity. Children, I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. Children as opposed to adults. We need to do crimes on them to victimize them. Why should we? And these are actually Nietzsche's words. Why should we even bother with that stuff? I mean, why do you even care? He's like the only it should be whoever has this worth it, right? Whoever has the most power should be the one in charge. So why do women even have rights? And when you start defunding the police, doing all this crazy crap that goes on in the world, what happens to the first victim group to suffer is actually the women, because women have what men want. They have something men want anyway. I didn't log it. Jean started. had that position. Yeah, John Paul Sartre. He's I read his philosophy too. Very weird dude. Him and that lady he hung out with. Was it his wife? It's been a while. I have 2 books of philosophy, and one of them like on strict philosophy, and his is a very popular position. But yeah, if you go to the natural outworking of atheism, nothing is good, nothing is evil. It's all relative. But we all agree that there's an objective moral standard. It's hard to get away from that, man. Dude, we're looking pretty good. But then we're working on pills that are supposed to, I can't go there. Supposed to get rid of morality, increase forgetfulness. If you ever read Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, I personally think we're in more of that kind of an environment than we are in 1984. 1984 would be in China more so than it would be here, but even sort of not really. But China's doing an amazing thing, like trying to mix capitalism with a godless communism, godless dictatorship. Like, that shows you that capitalism is not the answer. Just shoot a rocket up there, I'd appreciate it. Because capitalism, without the Judeo-Christian view that says all people are created equal and deserve respect, and we should do things to not have monopolies, and we should, have a decent system and have mutual trade. You get outside of that, and you can still mirror capitalism with dictatorship, and you can have a country that does well, but still, like, slaughter your country for the name of its country. Can't worship a person, man. No one's deified. I like how that just opened for me. Give me a grenade, please. Nope. I like the twins. Twins is pretty sick. Religion is I wouldn't say it's religious. I would say it's maybe cult based, right? When you start worshiping a person who is does have no deific tendencies, it's more of a cult. And anytime you have, this is where I would argue that relativity has a weakness. Whenever one person discovers something that they say is just true or should be followed, like relativity, their own opinion, as opposed to something that's written into the hard code of this life, you got to be very skeptical of it. The Islamic faith is like this too. Muhammad was illiterate. He encountered a monk who gave him he was a heretical monk, if anything. You punk. Well, at least we already got it. Who gave him a bad standard of what Christianity was, almost like he didn't understand it. We want all shields? I think we're in a great spot to get all shields. We don't have our doctors, so let's do it. Yeah. It's good to be skeptical of that stuff whenever people say they have found the truth. We have no bombs. Wait. There's it's over here, that's right. Get our path onto Athena again. I think we can, 7. I think we can get one more Athena deal before we go. Yeah, China's a giant. President Trump actually addressed it slightly. He's like, we closed one of their embassies, and then we saw like a whole bunch of papers and burning going on. We weren't sure what was going on there. That's like all we heard about it. But it was funny to me, because that sounds right. Like, they get hyper paranoid. They start burning every kind of little evidence they have about anything. They'll straight up lie to our faces about everything, even if they don't have to lie about it. All right, maybe we'll go to Aries. Even if they don't have to lie about it, they probably will. I only had a little bit of experience with this, with a Chinese. I asked for directions, and it wasn't even in China. It was just a Chinese guy by accident. I asked him for directions to a concert in Philadelphia, and he told me how to get to the darkest alley you've ever seen. Luckily, I didn't. I looked down there, and I'm like, I'm not going down there. It's all right, because I was on foot, and there was no parking. It was a Bad Religion concert, out of all things. Thank you, Rockets. It felt good. I'm gonna really kind of dive in deep into Bad Religion's topics, because they're at the age where, like, they're about 17, 18 years older than me. That's an area where everybody still believed in absolute truth. They would just believe in, You know, the atheistic absolute truth. God does not exist. Here's why. We have absolute reason to believe this. I've heard Islam described as the Bible heard from afar. Yeah, and the fact that they are to blame for this dumb pandemic is just, bruh. I don't know, man. That kind of stuff is so outside of our knowledge base and so, like, unrealistic for us to ever discover what the truth is there. We just got to take what we have in front of us and know that masks do nothing. So why are we doing it? You're asymptomatic when you're contagious. So why are we doing temperature checks? It kills 95% of the people that have died are over 80. So why are we shutting the country down? Is it because we want to stop the mass amount of workers that are over 80 years old from working? I mean, like, so we know this stuff, right? Like, I don't understand what the issue is. Why are we acting like crazy people over here in America? I don't get it. Our governors are just it's so. The only result I can me personally can see is it's just a political game, and it's a ridiculous one at that. You're sacrificing entire country, upping the suicide rate, etc., just because you want Joe Biden, who's in cognitive decline, not to debate a guy who will just trounce him. That's a lot of missiles. Too many missiles. Where's all the missiles now? I could probably use them. Thank you, Ghost Boy, for like standing in front of that laser. That was nice. I thought the virus came from space. I love you. Oh, they asked President Trump, like, because social justice warrior white woke people are just amazing. Why do you keep calling it the Chinese virus? He's just like, because it's from China. What? I love people. I really do. It didn't blow up. I'm happy. I didn't even have to do that. What's wrong with me? Let's go to the boss. I hate everyone equally. Well, Renz, this is where we get into differences of opinion. Because I love you, brother. I see in you, or hear in you, I guess, because I haven't met you, the image of God. You deserve dignity. You deserve respect. And I'm not going to give you toleration. I'm going to give you respect. Because that's one thing that that God does for us, is he gives us the dignity of choice. But you're not separated from the outworkings of your choice. So whatever you choose to go with, I mean, that's kind of where you're going to stay. We're safe here. No, we're not safe here. Oh, crap. All right, up. We're okay. Up. I think we're safe here. All right, good. Didn't matter. That was Hal. Hal, ladies and gentlemen. Some people I tolerate. I make my own choices, though. Again, something I don't need a God for. Yeah, you don't. But God gives you the dignity of choice. Imagine if you did something wrong and you immediately died. How many people would there be left in the world? Forgiveness is amazing. And in order for people to live together, to thrive with reason, Neil deGrasse Tyson said this, and then kind of like, I'm very surprised at his lack of respect lately for the Judeo-Christian worldview, even though he loved Isaac Newton. You can't have civilization without conversation. Communication and neglect are like, I made it. Are key parts that'll drive and thrive, or have a social community thrive. You need conversation. You need communication. We're creatures of reason. We need this stuff. You don't need a God to make a choice, but when you're dealing with the person that created the universe, and yourself included, and your DNA is made up of 3.2 billion bits of information per person, then, and you don't want to listen to how he wants to morally guide you, which seems like a simple thing compared to the creation of a being. I don't really have guilt. You are our first cause. You just said you had PTSD earlier. You say you don't have guilt. I don't know, man. That sounds a little conflicting. You are a first cause. You don't need a God in order to have the ability to make choice. Wasn't Newton an alchemist? Isaac Newton was a mathematician and an alchemist. He had a bunch of stuff going on for him. You do need a God to have existence. Yeah, if you're holding your molecules together, what's doing that? You don't think that's true? PTSD doesn't come from guilt. It comes from fear. Okay, what are you afraid of? If you can make your own choice and you can choose your own, what is right, what is wrong, what is fearful, what is safe, what is not, why can't you control things that, like, fear is interesting thing altogether. But why is anything wrong with anything? And why have anxiety over anything? Why is public speaking still like the #1 thing that is like the fear in America? For everyone to shoot through walls, it's my own fault. You know, why would anybody be afraid of that? If everybody's their own god and everybody can kind of choose their own way, and choice is all based on the person and the situation. There's no objectivity. Where does this fear come from? My short answer would be the fear comes from being held accountable. Nobody wants to be held accountable. Nobody wants to be held accountable to a standard. They want to be held accountable to their own standard. My 3-year-old is also like this. She doesn't want. She wants dessert without eating her food. A lot of stuff comes from the relational aspect in the family. It's pretty neat. I'm afraid of my body just stopping dead in my tracks. I had to go to a neuro doctor to soothe my fear of my brain not shutting down just out of the blue. Well, then I guess that begs the question, right? Why are you so afraid of death? If you know you blink out of existence, you don't need a god. What is there to... You already know. What's there to fear? Like, where's the anxiety come from? If we have this knowledge base, or if we ascribe to evolution, or if we're not choosing to ascribe to anything, why be afraid of anything? I mean, life just is what it is. You're not afraid of death, but you're afraid of your brain shutting down. Help me rectify that, Brother Renz. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have enough crystals. Darn it. But there are crystals here. Afraid of your death's door. What is your death's door? Hey. Get out of here. Are you talking about like Full Metal Alchemist death's door? Like when they tried to bring a human back, or you made a rendition as an art thing? So you're afraid of something you created? I mean, mankind, we can produce art. We can produce horrible art. We can produce beautiful art. We can do amazing things with it. But, I don't know, man. Ah! Peter, you are useless. Peter, guess who, got rid of all hearts in the game? Yep, it's me. You don't get any. I saw it when I was dead for 5 minutes. What was that purple flash? It was so weird. Okay, something you saw when you were dead for 5 minutes. There is I mean, God tells people interesting things, especially when you're at death's door. Sometimes the demons come hunting for you. That the spiritual realm is a very interesting place where, as Christians, we're told not to even bother with it. Just know the truth, and that'll be enough. Like, don't go looking for it, basically. So if you, I mean, it does exist, but we should not seek it out. That's kind of what's given. Paul says about that kind of thing. But again, that still begs the question: why were you afraid of that? Now there are things that are above us in the hierarchy of even in the spiritual realm. Oh, thank goodness Jack's back. But why have fear of something that just came from your brain? Like, where does this come from? Almost as if there's a, you know, something etched into us about what is good, what is right, and what is righteous to be feared or fearful of, etc. You know, God says don't kill. Not God. It was, I think it was Paul. He said don't fear things that can kill the body, but rather fear things that can kill the soul. It's on Discord. What is this? Schrodinger's bet? Should I take this? Why fear the unknown if there's nothing you need beyond yourself? That's true. You can make your own choices. I mean, you don't know what that does. We're taking it. Oh, okay. It's another chance, maybe, to live. It's like maybe we'll come back. Not definitely. I'll take a maybe. Anyway, let's carry on. Dude, my kids are still watching Jurassic Park. I guess you probably should do this. It is Zeus. We should get enough crystals to have Athena. We can shoot through walls, but we can't shoot through those electric brain things. Come on, man. Come on, man. We need to get up here. Our range is lacking just a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, he's gonna go down for sure. And then we're gonna get weapon damage. Dude, I'm loving the twins. Balls are not walls. The face of blackness. Are you making another Black Lives Matter joke? This is funny. What? It's the last floor. Alright. What is the face of blackness? Show that to a woke white person. I'm sorry, man. Sometimes I make light of things that are fairly serious, so I apologize if I did. I didn't look at the picture yet. I will, if you popped it on the Discord channel there. Come on, buddy. Show yourself. Oh my gosh, dude, that Michael Scott versus Elsa Show Yourself thing, I was crying. It was so good. The amount of times that I've heard that movie in this house, having 2 daughters, and then to see Michael Scott help her sing that song, it was good. It was so good. It was like a stress reliever. Both kids have the songs memorized. They sing it with each other. I mean, the movie is solid, but I mean, you see anything like 30 times, you're just like, come on, it's something else. Even Trolls, put Trolls in. No, Frozen 2. All right, fine. That's what you want. Do I have 2 jacks? Dude, I have 2 jacks. Why do we have 2 jacks? We don't need 1 jack. We got 2 of them. We're gonna get 2 Peters next? He's not even supposed to be in this game. And yet here we are. I don't spend too much time on X to really think too much of spiritualists. Meditation. I knew meditation. I didn't get hit. Okay, I accept this. For meditation, I don't do it in a martial arts sense. You can't make that jump, Brain. Good job. Because what it does in the martial arts sense is it constantly tells you need to empty yourself. I guess we just don't get hit by these. It's just there for show. Otherwise, I should have been hit like 20 times. And anytime, because we're creatures that are naturally evil. There's evil inside of us since the fall. So anytime you empty yourself, you're opening yourself to let anything in. We're gonna have Jack Envy. That one guy has better hair. Oh, hard hat, thank you. Totally forgot. Getting wrapped up in my rantings. I have runs sometimes where I get like 7 jumps, and then I have runs like this one where you get nothing. I mean, spread it out, man. Your sleep, you activate the same thing as when you meditate. Okay. Do you believe the fallen one can be reincarnated into a person? I don't think he'd bother. When you look at everything that's going on in the world, you would think there's like some kind of giant conspiracy. I personally think it is, but I think the conspiracy is so more like involved and well in tune with itself that there's no way a single person or group of people can make it work the way it's working. I think it has to be something else, something in like outside of time. It depends, whatever you want to believe, but it's too much. It's just too much. I'm not sure if I got hit there. Okay, definitely got hit there. Okay, apparently I didn't get hit there. Back to full. Maybe he wants to see what he did to the creation. The one creation. Hegelian? I do know there was a show that was called Lucifer, which whenever it was a legit series that, you know, the devil's just some kind of happy guy that just wants to be understood, just like everybody else. I think we're done here. It's hour 19. I gotta get my kids. Let's go fight Athena. I mean, we might die. You really love Lucifer? It's ridiculous. Lucifer, by definition, Lucifer's ridiculous. But, so anyway, So what kind of takeaways do we have from tonight? Relativism, pantheism. Was that a boss? We got Angry Teapot. We got I don't know. Fear of death, but wanting to make your own choice. I mean, that was the. There's a. I can go into it for a while about why death was necessary when man decided to be his own creator of choice and his own destiny, basically. Even though, can you imagine if you and I knew exactly what to do, make the right decision at all times? Can you imagine like what the good choice would be? But we don't have to make that choice. So we're gonna do John Wick next. It's gonna be awesome. I don't know what guns he starts with. Looks like a shotgun and a pistol. Hegel and the belief that the universe is trying to observe itself. I don't know if I go with that. That's too it's way too critical. I don't know. I'd have to unpack that one for a while. The universe tries to observe itself, even particles that don't behave in the way they should when not observed. I think there's a whole world we can't see because, yeah, well, if you go, again, string theory. There are 11, 23 dimensions we can't even perceive in our minds, much less observe. In all of history, is the universe attempting to observe itself through a series of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. It's what formed Marxist ideology. I could see that. I mean, I can see strongly where relativism would come in there, because it's all about the individual perception, and you get all these individual perceptions together. We're going to have a great run next time in. Birthday cake. You're bigger and have a chance to recover hearts when you get hurt. What a world. What a world. Brick. Oh my goodness. Dude. What is he supposed to be? I'm thinking Dante from Devil May Cry, but I'm not sure. Don't ever pick up birthday cake. You can get stuck in places. Anyway. Yeah, Marxism. Oh my gosh. It goes in circles a lot. If you ever read the Communist Manifesto and go with Marx and Engels, it's Virgil. Yeah, I think Virgil. You're right. But yeah, if you go the Communist Manifesto is a bunch of hot garbage, which actually it has a lot of very bad arguments in it. And the fact that a whole society belief political system was based on that. Same thing with evolution. Where Darwin came from and where Darwin is now. Or, sorry, where that belief came from, where it is now. I guess we gotta play with it. Freaking birthday cake, dude. Evolution falls apart like crazy if you just put it under even a weak magnifying glass. Because eventually, just like anything else, it takes too long to observe, even though they've tried experiments to prove this stuff several times. I got a couple documented in my library. But anyway. We'll talk more later, dude. But I love talking about this stuff. So thank Pi and Renz. Thanks for joining me on this and just giving me some fuel for banter. This is what I live for. This is what I do with like 5 or 6 other people every Saturday at the coffee shop. We just talk about this stuff openly. It's an optional mass coffee shop. So when we start talking openly about Black Lives Matter and why communist leftism is bad, you should see all the looks I get. We even get some people that join in on them sometimes. But this is where you give respect to people, right? Because people deserve respect, not tolerance. Tolerance is a negative connotation. But you want people in that disagree with you because you're not always right all the time. You want to get samples from different perspectives so you can make sure what you believe is the truth. And that's why I believe the Bible is probably the best evidence we have of a creator that loves us and wants to forgive us and have a relationship with us. Dude, did we really have 3 runs in a row? So respect is earned, not given. I think that's actually a false narrative. Respect has to be given first and then proven wrong. And that's only with the wisdom. But people still deserve dignity of life and choice. You shouldn't take that away from them. Respect to maybe a skill set or maybe a teacher kind of role or a father, not even a father role, but a teacher kind of role might be something sought out, somebody that knows something or can do something. But that's more of a social value system. But respect has to be given first. This is the whole concept in the Judeo-Christian worldview, again, where no one can work their way to heaven. You can't. You're redeemed first, and then you live your life like somebody died for you. That's the only way we can live together. Now, Christians fall short of this all the time, myself included. I try my best to walk the walk. Hey, honey. But that's respect has to be given and granted first. Like this little girl that just came next to me. She's beautiful. She's a daughter of God. And she has a cute smile, and she likes Slime Rancher. I'm going to give her a choice, and I'm going to play with her, and I'm going to teach her how to ride her bike eventually when it's not super hot out. But she's not going to earn that. I'm going to be like, go ride your bike, and when you're done, you can eat. Now, that sounds kind of shallow.
Yeah, because I need help to do that.
Yeah, you need help, and you will get better with help. So your respect is automatically on you because you're a daughter. I forgot. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go to bed. Wake up in like 6 hours, and I got a root canal to get tomorrow. I might stream a little bit before. I'm not sure if I can talk after a root canal. Never had one before, but it's gonna be a great time. Anyway, take care, guys. I'll see you.